Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Jahan-e-Mann. Jahan-e-Mann, your own channel. Today, we have a special show for the teachers under the program MMT Motivate Million Teachers. And to discuss the important issue of the teachers, their emotional well-being. Yes, who can deny this? The teachers are mostly under pressure, under stress, and they are facing anxiety at times.
Yes, I had been a teacher basically, and secondly, I became an administrator. So even today, if I see even a child, I see a teacher, I see a school, I think the first thing I want to know is how are they doing in their lives. So that passion never goes out. I think that saying goes, once a teacher, always a teacher. That is one thing I actually am practicing it, and I realize that it is happening.
Very
Yes,
true.
of course, this COVID has changed a lot of things for all of us. We never thought in our wildest of dreams that schools can be closed as buildings. But the education has continued even after that, without a break, without a comma, without a semicolon or anything. We have been continuing our educational process, and we have been trying to connect with students and the teachers equally and giving them that support and trying to do better. So my journey began in way back in 1989. I think none of you must have been born at that time. So I had been a teacher. I joined as a primary teacher, but as and when because I'm basically a great learner, I would say. So I went on learning and I went on progressing and ultimately reached that pinnacle, in a school, that is the principal's post. And yes, I had been privileged, I must say, and I had been very happy being there. And now, during that tenure, I have understood that there are many, many gaps between the teachers, the students, the parents, and the management, of course. So during that time, when I understood that, then I started going around and researching about it, okay, how to bridge those gaps. And this COVID gave me this opportunity to do this certifications and learning more about it. And now I have become a qualified life coach. So that is the journey that has been there. Yes, in the process, I've authored a few books for academics. Then I authored this book. There is one more book which is only on a Kindle version, that is Emotions and You. And I think, once your mind is set, the rest of the things falls into place. Right. If your mind is agitated and if it is disturbed and it does not have that quality of peace and calm, then the outside world will affect you very easily and very properly. So then you will go into that doldrum of confusions and problems and all that stuff.
Yes, thank you
So,
very much, ma'am.
yeah, I didn't get you. You said something? Right. So let us get into the full this thing of what emotional wellness is all about, and how we are going to.
What I was mentioning, ma'am, that you are conducting so many workshops,
Yeah.
programs for the teachers. So
Yes.
I just wanted exactly to ask you that which type of problems mostly the teachers are facing as far as emotional issues are concerned.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
So this is for teachers, and I'm the founder of Joy of Life Hub, where I want people to join in so that you can find joy in your life. So the first and the foremost thing, what are the things that are in our lives? The first is your environment. What is the environment in which you are living in? Second is your community. What type of community? Because there is a saying, you are the average of the 5 people you have in your life. So try to have that community which enriches you. Then very important thing is your health. How are you taking care of your health? And most of the time, women especially the women, they don't want to take care of their health. That is the last priority they have. And then the relationships that we have, they affect you a lot, a lot. It is not only your husband, your in-laws, or your family, even your friends, your community, everything affects you a lot. Then the another very important thing is how secured you feel in your environment. Very important. And the last one is, what is your purpose? Ultimately, what is it that you want to be, what you want to do? So the first I just have five uh, wellnesses that I want to talk about. The first one is, of course, our emotional wellness. The first thing is being able to understand and cope with one's feelings. Are we able to cope with our feelings? Most of the time, we are not. When we feel anger, we burst out. When we feel sad, we go into a corner, right? And when we feel frustrated, we keep fidgeting and doing a lot of things. So, first thing is you have to understand what is your emotional stature at that time. So, emotional wellness is the ability to successfully handle life stresses. Life is always full of stresses, right? Yeah. So, what are those stresses that we have got? It is very different for every individual person. And these days, for teachers, what is that emotional stress? That is how to deal with your school, how to deal with your family, how to deal with your children, because everything is in the same ecosphere. Earlier it was like, when you had to go to school, you have left this ecosystem and you have gone to another ecosystem. So you are able to switch your mind and your body there. But right now what was happening for 2 years is everything is mixed up. So it has become very difficult for us. Although earlier हम लोगों का हमेशा मन क्या होता था कि घर में हमें टाइम मिले, घर वालों के साथ हमें टाइम मिले, मगर इतना ज्यादा टाइम मिल गया हमको कि हम उसको बर्दाश्त नहीं कर पाए
अब
एक्चुअली.
सब कहते हैं कि कब जाने को
कब
मिलेगा स्कूल.
So what are those 6 strategies for improving your emotional health? The first thing is brighten your outlook. हम लोग हमेशा क्या नेगेटिविटीज को, अगर मीडिया के बारे में मैं बात करूं, you only see negativities that are happening. Not a single media has ever told us what are the bright things that are happening around us. कभी कोई अच्छी चीज तो आती नहीं न्यूज में. That is what I understand, right? So look at things in a bright perspective. Look how they are, how nice it is, instead of looking how bad it is. Another very important thing which we most of us miss out is have a good quality sleep. नहीं सोते हम लोग, और सोते हुए भी हमारा दिमाग चल रहा होता है. So shut down these things, and at least अगर आपको 11 बजे सोने की आदत है, प्लीज 10 बजे तक आपके ये सारे विंडोज, जितने भी ये लाइट्स हैं, इसको बंद करो. लैपटॉप्स, मोबाइल्स, योर टीवीज, ऑल दीज थिंग, जितनी भी ये स्क्रीन हैं, उनको बंद करो. So that your body starts understanding that it is now sleep time. Mostly hota nahi hai. So that is the first thing you need to do, is have quality sleep. Second, strengthen your spiritual connect. जो भी आपके भगवान है, जो भी आपको मानते हो, जिसको भी मानते हो, प्लीज आधा घंटा कनेक्शन में रहो. डू सम मेडिटेशन, डू सम चैंटिंग, डू समथिंग, do some charity, whatever you think is according to you a spiritual connect. Be there for at least half an hour in a day. And yes, during this time, yes, we have lost a lot of people, right? And that is another thing that is very important, which we have not been having. And usko overcome karna is only one way, that is remember their good things and try to be as cool. Even I lost my brother during this time. But the only thing that can happen is we have to be mindful of it. कि हो गया है, it is irreversible. So let us move ahead. Another very important thing is be mindful of whatever you're doing. हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? Most of the time हम multitasking करते हैं, which is very confusing for your brain actually. क्यों? बिकॉज हम लोग अगर खाना बना रहे हैं, हम लोग अपना मोबाइल भी देख रहे हैं, कुछ और कर रहे हैं, बच्चे को देख रहे हैं, हस्बैंड को देख रहे हैं, लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग, राइट? दैट इज कंफ्यूजिंग योर माइंड एंड इट इज बिकमिंग ओवर स्ट्रेस्ड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. जो एक काम कर रहे हो, प्लीज उस काम के अंदर अपना दिल लगा के करो, बिकॉज मल्टीटास्किंग हैड बिकम अ बिग वर्ड दीज डेज, बट इट इज absolutely wrong for our mind. क्योंकि वो switch off, switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off, switch on करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है उसके लिए, बेचारे के लिए. So take care of that. So the second wellness for you is growth of one's sense of belonging to the relationships is a big thing. That is, अपने relationships को आप कैसे प्यार से रख सकते हो, because आपका सबसे बड़ा stress जो आता है वो आता है आपके रिलेशनशिप से. एंड वी ऑल आर सोशल एनिमल्स, ऑल ऑफ अस नो दैट, राइट? सोशल एनिमल्स का मतलब क्या है? दैट इज वी नीड पीपल अराउंड अस, वी नीड समबडी टू बी विद अस. हम अकेले कोई काम नहीं कर सकते. वी आर पीपल हु नीड पीपल अराउंड अस. सो क्या करना चाहिए? बफर अगेंस्ट. एंड अगर आपका रिलेशनशिप्स बहुत स्ट्रांग हो गए तो क्या होता है? You have things to do which will be reducing your stress levels. If you have good relationships, आप कहीं के भी डेटा उठा लेना, लॉन्गर लाइफ स्पैन हमेशा तब होता है जब आप स्ट्रेस लेवल्स में कम होते हो, अच्छे रिलेशनशिप्स में रहते हो. एंड मीनिंगफुल कनेक्शंस, जैसे व्हाई आर वी ऑल कनेक्टिंग ओवर हियर? जस्ट बिकॉज वी बिलीव इन ओनली वन थिंग, राइट? एंड डॉक्टर हलीमा ने मुझे कुछ नहीं बोला, एक मैसेज दिया कि यू हैव टू डू दिस, एंड आई सेड आई विल डू इट. It was as simple as that, because I know what Halima is looking at and what I am looking at. We both are looking at the same thing. So meaningful connections are very important. And protection from loneliness. You know something, loneliness is one of the biggest, what do you say, problem in lives. अकेला रहना एक चीज अलग है, बट लोनली रहना बहुत अलग चीज होती है. सो वो चीज जो है ना, जिसकी भी जिंदगी में होता है, इट हर्ट्स अ लॉट. सो if you have good relationships, even your neighbors will never allow you to be in a loneliness spot. So that is very important. So relationships को develop करना, उनके ऊपर काम करना, उनके साथ respect करना, intimate रहना, compromise करना, communicate करना is all very very important. और अगर आपके relationships ठीक होते हैं, all of us have wonderful lives actually. एक सवाल पूछना है मुझे यहाँ पे, जितने भी हैं. How many of you remember one incident which was very very dear to you? कोई एक इंसिडेंट अपने लाइफ के बताइए जो आपके लिए बहुत अच्छा था. A happy one, you can say, or something good, something happy, कुछ भी आपके ज़हन में जो भी आता है.
For me, when I received my PhD degree, and that too, it was given by Mrs. Sonia Gandhi.
क्या बात.
I was so happy, you know, and why I was more happy, because when she was giving the degree in a folder, the folder was prepared by the university. So on the folder, on the top, names were written just to acknowledge, recognize that
Absolutely.
folder belongs to whom. So she was like, by name, she was giving to all the students, like by handing over, she said, "Congratulations, Halima Sadia." So I felt so good. Like
Absolutely.
If a person who admires you is pronouncing your name, is calling your name, that was really good for me.
Anyone else who wants to share?
I think Iqra is ready to share.
Yeah, come on.
Yes, ma'am. I just recently wanted to share that a recent incident which I'm willing to join a very good school and a very good foundation where I can have a lot of opportunities to be successful. So nowadays I am working with ma'am, and according to me, this is the best memory nowadays I am having with me.
Great. So now I had been asking this question to, I don't know how many people I've asked. I have no numbers, but none of them have ever said that I earned this much money and I became happy. किसी ने नहीं बोला है. सबको अपना जो हैप्पीनेस है ना, by doing something only they receive. जैसे हलीमा मैम, she did that work for her PhD and then she got it, and that was the ultimate thing that she received for which she worked, right? And most of the happiest memories are always with your families, mind you that. हमेशा हमारे जो बेस्ट मेमोरीज होते हैं ना, हमारा वो वाला बर्थडे था ना, वो बहुत अच्छा था यार. हमने वो शादी अटेंड की थी ना, उसके अंदर हमने बहुत मजे किए थे. So ultimately, where does that come down to, percolate down to, is your relationships. So maintain those at all costs. The third one, very important one, especially for teachers, your intellectual wellness. Expanding one's knowledge, skills, creativity, learning something new, doing something more. If we look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, once we go beyond that survival mode, we have the capability to exercise more fully our intellectual creativity. So once we have got our plates full, once we have got our daily needs, then what do we look at? We look at doing something more. Creativity is the next step that we look at. That is the topmost of your Maslow's hierarchical needs. Because upper tier, called self-actualization, represents a need for knowledge, where we have enough time to exercise our intelligence and be creative as we strive to improve ourselves. So that is exactly what Halima ma'am is doing right now, isn't it? She's trying to enrich, she's trying to teach, she's trying to bring people together. And that is exactly what I am also doing. So we have reached that stage, where we are able to express our knowledge and learn more also. So the brain, when you are doing something creative, किसी के पास hobbies हैं यहाँ पे? Who has got some hobby? Like I have got my hobby of painting, a great hobby of painting.
Yes, ma'am, I
I
have
do.
got hobby of gardening.
Very good. Maria? Muted. Oh.
I have a habit of collection of shoes.
Shoes. Okay. But is it a hobby?
Yeah, you can say somewhere, or you
Okay.
can say
How do you call it a hobby, by the way?
I also have a hobby of skating.
So hobby is always a thing, where you do something to express yourself. That is known as a hobby. Collecting stamps, maybe it's okay. That is a hobby if you are learning about the stamps and the countries, right? So if you tell me I have got this big hobby of collecting sarees, so that doesn't become a hobby actually. Unless I am able to talk about those sarees, about how they were created, where they have come from. So there can be a lot of knowledge behind that, right? So when you are doing something creative, and when you're doing some kind of this creative stuff, what happens is it is as good as meditation. Like when I am painting, the whole world is lost for me. I go into that flow, right? I don't hear my doorbell. I don't hear anybody doing anything. I'm lost totally. So that is as good as doing meditation or being mindful or yoga or whatever you call it, right? So what does this give you? At times I love reading. If I pick up a book, I go into my corner and I sit there and I'm over and done with. I can be there for a number of hours if there is no disturbance around me. So what does this give you? It gives you peace of mind, the first thing. Second, you find calmness in you. And of course, we are happy because of that. And it gives a natural high to us. क्योंकि हम कुछ क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज वी आर डूइंग समथिंग, वी आर मेकिंग समथिंग, वी आर preparing something. And the joy and contentment increases with this. So that is the reason I always say that every person should have a hobby to cultivate, right? So that will always increase your creativity, your skills, and your knowledge also. If you talk to me about painting, I can talk to you number of things about it. I can actually conduct a seminar on that. So that is how you work when you are doing that. The fourth part is the most important thing, the physical wellness. Proper eating, proper health, proper exercises, taking care of yourself, and all these things. I think iske andar bhi hum ek alag se kar sakte hain. So exercising at least 3 times a week, using stairs. There are so many ways you can do it. Jaruri nahi hai ki aapko gym mein jaake karna hai. I had never been to a gym, right? And I am 57 now. I'm going to be 58 in a few months, right? But I can say that I am much more active than a 40-year-old. Why is that? Because I'm physically very, very active. I use stairs. I don't use lift very commonly. If it is 2 to 3 stories, I prefer going by stairs. अगर उससे ज़्यादा है तो मुश्किल हो जाता है, right? I go for a walk every day, morning and evening actually, and I read a lot. I listen to podcasts a lot, which are very what do you call it? Mindful, which are encouraging, which are enlightening, and listen to your body actually. When you're eating also, you know, आपकी body actually कह रहा होता है कि मत खा यार, और मगर हमारी जीभ क्या कहती है, थोड़ी सी और खा ले, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, right? And according to your all your scriptures, you should never eat your stomach full. उसको थोड़ा सा खाली छोड़ना चाहिए. ये कभी आप लोगों ने सुना है? नहीं सुना होगा. And
मैंने सुना है.
Yes, ma'am.
This is
ये
true.
सुना है.
In the holy book, actually, it is written that there should be 3 parts of the stomach: one for food, one for water, one empty.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So until unless you don't keep your stomach, but most of the time what happens is we are overloading it. हम तीनों खांचों को भरते रहते, right? So that actually is a big problem. And another most important thing, especially for teachers, they tend to skip their breakfast because आपको जल्दी स्कूल पहुंचना है, ठीक है? That is one big mistake you do. कभी भी, मेरी दादी ये कहती थी, घर से निकलने से पहले हमेशा कुछ खा के जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि घर से निकलने के बाद आपको पता नहीं है कब आपको दोबारा अन्न मिलेगा. सो आप घर में हो, घर के अंदर प्लीज खा के जाया करो. डोंट वेट कि मैं वहां जाके कुछ खा लूंगी, यहाँ जाके कुछ खा लूंगी. नो. सो the most important thing is have your breakfast and then go to school. फिर क्या होता है, आपका पेट जब ठंडा होता है ना, आप बच्चों के साथ भी ठंडे के साथ बात करते हो. अदरवाइज आप जब आपका पेट खाली होता है, आपका गुस्सा ज्यादा आ जाता है, राइट? यू गेट इरिटेटेड व्हेन children ask you many questions, they come to you, they have questions, they will come to you, but आप थोड़े से क्या हो जाते हो, इरिटेट होने लग जाते हो. सो एंड सबसे बड़ी बात,
मैम मैं इसको कैसे बोलती हूँ अपने टीचर्स को कि a hungry teacher is an angry teacher.
Exactly.
So don't
Very
be
true.
angry.
Very true. That is exactly what I say, you know. भैया इतना इरिटेट हो रहे हो, कुछ खा लो पी लो, उसके बाद तब तक मैं क्लास में हूँ, आप लोग देख लो, ठीक है? That is what I used to tell my teachers when I used to hear that noise in the classrooms. And sugar or salt, minimal. Very important, right? And the last one, very important one, is social wellness, जो हम लोग आजकल बैंड है 2 सालों से, और जिस वजह से इतना सारा हमारा मेंटल ब्लॉक्स हो चुके हैं, and children are not accepting anybody into the homes also आज के दिन. You won't believe this. पोता पोतियां जो है ना, जो ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन है ना, वो दादा दादी को कह रहे हैं आप मत आओ, आई लाइक टू बी अलोन. दिस इज व्हाट इज द सिनेरियो टुडे. सो प्लीज go out, play some games with your neighbors, with your friends, create a group of yours and play something. फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज भी हो जाएगा, मेंटल एक्सरसाइज भी हो जाएगा, सोशल वेलनेस भी हो जाएगा. Attending exercises classes regularly, that is 3 times a week at least आपको exercise करनी है. Next very important thing, I think Halima ma'am will agree with me 110 times, volunteer for something. Please volunteer for something. अगर आप physically fit हो, mentally balanced हो, go and help someone else. There are so many people who are in need of you. Do that and it will give you so much of happiness, let me tell you that. And attending religious events once in a week at least, right? Go and do something. I'm not saying जहां से भी हो, जो भी तुम लोग करते हो, कोई भी जगह हो, मंदिर हो, मस्जिद हो, तो wherever you want to be, go and be there at least once in a week. Pay your respects there, gratitude there, because they have given you so much to you. Gratitude is one thing, you know, which is my favorite. So you need to do that. एंड सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग चीज, फ्रेंड्स के साथ जाके शॉपिंग करो ना, आपका एड्रेनालिन बूस्ट वैसे ही हो जाएगा और उनके साथ फिर बाकी काम भी कर सकते हो. एंड माय फेवरेट इज टेकिंग अ वॉक इन द पार्क. तो दूसरे लोगों से मिल लेते हो, थोड़ी सी गॉसिप हो जाती है, थोड़ी सी बातें हो जाती हैं, आपके सराउंडिंग्स के बारे में पता लगता है. एंड जॉइन अ हॉबी क्लास इफ यू आर नॉट हैविंग वन. एंड आई थिंक हम लोगों ने कभी इस जनरेशन में तो किसी ने भी अपने किसी फ्रेंड को या फैमिली को कभी चिट्ठी तो नहीं लिखी होगी ना. हैज एनीबडी रिटन अ लेटर टू योर एनीबडी अराउंड? एनीवन? नो वन, राइट? ट्राई टू डू दैट, राइट अ लेटर एंड बहुत मजा आएगा एक्चुअली. एंड आस्क योर चिल्ड्रन, जो स्कूल में आपके बच्चे हैं ना, आस्क देम टू राइट अ लेटर. एंड हम लोग बचपन में वी यूज्ड टू हैव पेन फ्रेंड्स. वी यूज टू सेंड आउट लेटर्स. इतना हमारे मैगजीन्स में भी ना उनके एड्रेसेस मिलते थे हमारे उस टाइम पे. आई डोंट नो वेदर सादिया मैम नोज दिस, बट वी यूज टू सेंड आउट लेटर्स टू पीपल एंड पेन फ्रेंड्स बनते थे डिफरेंट कंट्रीज में, डिफरेंट प्लेसेस में. थोड़े से खर्चा हो जाता था मगर फिर भी इट्स ओके. एंड
Excuse me, ma'am.
यप,
Yeah, you talked about right now a letter. So
Yeah.
I have not sent anyone that letter, but there's a friend of mine. I met him in online classes during COVID-19. He lives in UP, so he have sent me a letter. So I found that quite interesting because he's from
Exactly.
village. Yeah, he's from village, so he's quite fond of writing letters.
exactly. Do that. Reply to him and write to some other people whom you know. Take up addresses.
Yeah.
And these letters, you know, once you keep them, file them, and after certain years, you will see that they are such treasure trove actually for you. You will have so many good memories about it. And that is exactly what you need to create in your life. Create the best memories in your life. And go for a coffee or an ice cream. मुझे भी बुला लेना, I'm ready to come there. ठीक है. So these are the 5 social wellnesses I want to talk about. And what is this picture? Are you able to see it? It's a beautiful house with a beautiful garden around it, a small lake around it. और ये सारा create कैसा होता है? It's again like cultivating yourself. You have to create a flower garden. Create करने के लिए आपको क्या चाहिए? Lot of things, right? पहले आपको प्लॉट लेना पड़ेगा. You have to till it. You have to खाद डालना पड़ेगा आपको. You have to fertilize it, and then you have to prepare the soil. Then you have to plant, then weed. So much of work you have to do. I think Ikra will agree to me, right?
I
So,
totally agree with you.
this is exactly what you have to do for yourself also, because you are also that small piece of land, right, which has to be cultivated, weeded, talked about, done about, and there is so much that you can do for yourselves. And protection from bad weather, that is आपके जितने भी toxic relationships हैं उनको आपको सही करना पड़ेगा. जो भी आपको अच्छे नहीं लगते, मतलब who are hurting you, or you are disturbed by somebody, उन चीजों को भी आपको सेट करना पड़ेगा. Because if you are going in rain, what do? You either wear a raincoat or you hold an umbrella, right, to protect yourself. That's exactly what you have to do with your relationships also. And wherever you have a problem, that is exactly what you have to do. Pick up an umbrella so that it doesn't hurt you straight. So, what do you do now? Slow down a little bit. Don't be that runner. हमेशा मुझे भागना है, मुझे ये करना है, वो करना है. Keep calm. Teachers especially have to keep calm because they have got a lot of questions being bombarded at them every minute of their lives. Be positive. दुनिया होगी आपको बहुत कुछ कहने के लिए, but आप believe in yourself, so you will remain positive. You know you are good, you know you are the best, and always think that I am the best. But I have to learn a lot. वो but जरूरी है because I can never be the best actually. Right? Take it easy. Unplug at times. That is, हमेशा हम वो चादर ओढ़ के नहीं रहना है. Right? कभी कभी हमें भी फन करना, डांस करना, म्यूजिक सुनना, कुछ खेलना is allowed for us. Even today I play, so it's allowed. Enjoy your life, whatever you like. दिन में at least half an hour के लिए आपको अपना buzz moments create करना है. Now, what are those buzz moments? Whatever you like to do to open yourself up. Whether it is singing song, whether it is dancing, whether it is painting, whether it is gardening, whatever you like to do. Half an hour रोज का आपके लिए ये बहुत important है. And breathing, very important. The minute you are stressed out, take a deep breath and leave the breath through your mouth. आवाज करते हुए. It goes off. You will feel actually कि आप थोड़ा सा काम हो गए हो, जितनी भी टेंशन है ना वो बाहर निकल गई है. Relax यार, even that is important. Relaxation is also very important. Smile a lot. Smile a lot. 32 इसीलिए दिए हैं कि वो सबको दिखाओ आप. Right? So, and let me tell you, smile is very infectious. Very infectious. The minute you have a smile on your face, everything falls into space. It automatically सब ठीक हो जाता है. जो भी बंदा गुस्से में भी आता है ना, अगर आप स्माइलिंग कर रहे हो ना, everything falls into place. वो इतनी जोर से नहीं चिल्ला पाता जितना जोर से वो सोच के आता है. Right? And meditate for sure, at least for 20 minutes in a day. Thank you so much.
Wow, Aruna Singh ji. Thank you very much for enlightening us. And there is a question from the participant that how to improve sleeping habit, sleeping disorder, in fact. So,
okay, is it oversleeping or undersleeping?
Undersleeping.
Okay. Undersleeping is usually because it happens because you're always into the mode of so many other things. So that is exactly what I'm saying. You have to shut down your system and tell your brain that now it is the sleep time. That is exactly why I told you that you have to shut down all your instruments. चाहे वो टीवी है, चाहे मोबाइल है, चाहे कुछ भी है, 1 घंटा पहले जो भी आपका स्लीप टाइम है, इफ यू आर डिसाइडेड 11 बजे मुझे सोना है, 10 बजे ये सब चीज बंद हो जाना चाहिए. Then have a shower, change your clothes to fresh, soft nightwear, take a small book, go into your bed, and I promise you within half an hour you're going to go to sleep.
और अरुणा जी एक लास्ट टिप मेरी तरफ से है कि फॉर मी द बेस्ट पिल फॉर स्लीपिंग इज कोर्स बुक. टेक एडमिशन इन एनी कोर्स and just pick one book. You see, I have a course book. Okay.
Right.
So the moment you will take the course book in the hand, you will feel like sleeping. So this
and one very important thing, please just don't have your meals and go to sleep. वो आपका नींद कभी नहीं आएगा. kabhi nahi aayega. It is a myth that you sleep well if you sleep just after a meal. It never happens. It is a disturbed sleep that you have when you are full and you go for a sleep. So आप कम से कम 2-3 घंटे पहले खाना खा के उसके बाद 11 बजे सोइएगा. मतलब 8 o'clock you need to finish your this thing.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Give a big round of applause to Mrs. Aruna Singh ji and a certificate of appreciation from Jahan-e-Mann.
Thank you so much. That's a
Has
beautiful
graced
one,
us.
I must say.
Yes, and sharing her valuable thoughts about emotional well-being of teachers in our show that is called MMT Motivate Million Teachers. So thank you very much for gracing us, ma'am. And I hope that
Absolutely.
next
I am
time-
honored and thank you so much, ma'am, for calling me over.
Yes, and thank you all my lovely friends, those who are here, and all my friends, those who are online, those who are watching live. Aruna ji is a professional counselor. If you have any issues related to your health, your physical health, mental health, emotional health, social health, spiritual health, or any other aspects, you can contact Aruna Singh ji. Aruna Singh ji is available with Jahan-e-Mann also, and directly you can contact Aruna ji on her Facebook account, on her LinkedIn account, on her Instagram account, all other accounts she is available. And please, please take special care of yourself. So Aruna ji, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much. I'm
Thank you so
honored.
much, ma'am.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ji.
Take